When did he decide to apply for the academy, or has he always wanted to do this?
Okay, most kids start their freshman year. They do ROTC and other things, and he did not do it until his senior year. He was very lucky he got in because he started his process the end of his junior, beginning senior year of high school.
Okay.
But most of his friends started their freshman, sophomore year of high school, which I recommend.
Okay, absolutely. Now, did he see the academy before?
No. I mean, we've been to Colorado Springs. We'd seen it from the freeway, but we hadn't actually gone and taken the tour.
Okay, because
So,
it's a spectacular tour.
It is a spectacular tour. I mean, we have obviously once he
Yeah.
decided we did, but yeah. No, he just... I don't actually know exactly why he decided. He was looking at all the academies, Annapolis, West Point, and the Air Force Academy. And what his major, he's a mechanical engineer major, so.
Okay. So as a parent, okay, do they have special events for parents?
They do. They have, well, each state and area of a state has boosters, what they call them. So,
okay.
Southern California, we're actually not part of our boosters because they weren't doing anything, but they're trying to get started doing, because it's so far to go back, because you have to literally, you go back and put on a night for them, you know, so it would be a California night. California's broken up because we're such a big state. Most are just states.
Okay.
And I think California has a huge amount of cadets compared to some of the other states. I know Texas does too, so... but they do Parents Weekend. I guess it's I can't think of the name of the holiday. The first weekend in September when they do their homecoming game.
Okay, now is that part of the Parents Weekend?
Yes, it's all. So it starts Thursday night. You can come get your cadet and have dinner with them. And then Friday they do a parade, which is they all come out in formation onto the field. And then your cadet will take you back and show you his room, and they can take you every place on the campus that you could not normally go.
Okay.
So, but you have to be with your cadet at all times. So.
Okay. Now, being that you're in California and he's there in Colorado, can you call him at any time on his cell phone?
Yeah, he has his cell phone. It's like a modified boot camp. The first month and a half that they're there, they don't get their cell phone. And it used to be longer, but budgetary cuts, I think it's 4 weeks.
Okay.
You get no contact, but they have a thing, it's called Web Guy, so you can actually look at pictures of what they've done for that day. He posts them every day, and you'll catch a glimpse of your cadet.
Okay.
Usually, I mean, there's a lot of them, you know, about 1,000 of them, but at least once or twice a week we would see him, you know.
Doing something.
Exactly. You wouldn't necessarily know what it was, which is first Parents Weekend that we went back, we took all the pictures and says, okay, what were you doing here? Mm-hmm. You know, why are you swinging on a rope across this water? That kind of stuff.
How great. Yeah. How great. Also, can you send them care packages?
I just did. They have like their own zip code. It's USAF Academy.
Okay.
They have their own city. So, yes, they have their own post, and they can get as much stuff as they want.
Okay, now you had mentioned that there's like 1,000 cadets, maybe
per classroom.
Per class.
Per class. So I think there's like up to 5,000. It depends on the incoming year.
Okay.
So his was one of the biggest. I think there were 11 or 1,200. But they start with that many cadets. In the first 4 weeks, they lose quite a few, and then throughout the first 2 years, they lose quite a few.
Okay. Are there any from international countries?
Because it's an Air Force Academy,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of our military, they have like exchange students, and they have them from other academies too. So like for Parents Weekend, when you see them come out in the parade, you'll see somebody come out in all white instead of blue, and that's usually a Navy kid. We don't always know where they come from, but they do come. They have had some international, I know.
Okay. Interesting. So one of the photos that I saw, he had just flown or was ready to fly an F-15.
Yes, he had just flown. So the Academy originally started to make pilots 50 some years ago.
Okay.
So they're called either incentive flights or familiarization flights.
Okay.
And Fresno does about 20 between Christmas, spring, and summer break.
Okay.
So literally we go out there, they fit him for a flight suit, and they take him up and out for 2 hours. And he got to fly over Death Valley and Lone Pine, and they do everything they would do in a standard mission. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool.
What did he think of it?
He liked it, actually. I'm not, it's hard to read him because he's not a real gesture.
Uh-huh.
But he liked it, and it's to help them decide if they're going to go for one of the 300 pilot slots that the Academy gets.
Okay. And is he looking into that?
That's what the whole flight was about. So he's just weighing all his options now on, because he doesn't, sometime I think in October they put in for what they would like to do. And there's only 300 or so pilot slots for 1,200 kids.
Okay.
So they do it by GPA, by their military, by their physical fitness, all of that. And not all of them are going to go for pilot slots. So it just depends. And he's still making up his mind. I ask him every couple of weeks.
Great. Great. Okay, so his degree, though, will be in mechanical engineering.
Yes.
And depending upon if he goes to flight,
Right.
would he be a pilot at that point, or would he have
2 more
additional?
years.
Oh, 2 more years.
Yeah. I think it's 2 more years is what he said, yeah.
Okay.
Because he'll go to flight school
Okay.
once he graduates.
But he'll still have that degree.
He'll still, yeah. He can go be a mechanical engineer anywhere.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Yes.
Okay, and I understand that they pay him to go to school.
Yes, they do.
Isn't that a help?
Yes. We still help him out a little bit, so we
Uh-huh.
pay his cell phone because he doesn't get full pay. When he graduates, he will. And then I think he gets 60 days of paid because he graduates, I think it's a second lieutenant. I'm not good with all the ranks. He
Okay.
graduates the bottom officer, the first officer you become.
Okay.
So they all do. And then he gets, I think he said 60 days off before he goes to his first post.
Okay, now his first post, it would still be in the military somewhere?
Oh, yeah. He has to do, for his education and being paid, he has to do, I think it's 5 years with the Air Force. He'll
Okay.
be in the service for 5 years, a minimum. And that's somewhere along the line, you can also switch that to reserves or something.
Okay.
But he plans on doing the whole 25, so, and retiring.
So exactly, this is what he's going to do?
Yes. He doesn't plan on just doing his 5 and bailing, so.
He loves the discipline of it.
He actually does. He likes that, it's this. I mean, it's
Right.
just like with anything. There's always your pros and cons, but you just kind of know you follow this path, and that's where you'll go.
How neat, how neat. Okay, let's see. Well, certainly you're very proud.
Yes. Yes, of course.
And were you and your husband surprised that he took this road?
No, because our daughter got a 50% scholarship to college, so it was a competition.
Oh.
So he wanted to get 100%, and so he was, looking at all of his options, and I think that's part of the reason.
Good for him.
Yes.
Good for him. Dee Dee, can you think of anything else that,
No.
as a parent, what would you tell other parents?
Oh, I
Were
love
there-
it. Parents' weekend, everybody's there. They do barbecues. They have breakfasts for us. The first year, all of the incoming, so it's the opposite there. They're called fourth years as freshmen.
Okay.
And first years would be seniors in a traditional track.
Okay.
So the fourth years, we go have lunch with them, and they take you around. You get to meet their teachers, which you don't do it at some of the traditional colleges. And they knew who each kid was by name. That's what I was more impressed with. My son's field is kind of small. There's only 22 mechanical engineers in his class. It's one of the harder roads to go is engineering. So, and he takes, I think he has 20 plus units this semester.
Oh my golly.
So it's definitely, you know, our other daughter's an aerospace engineer, so she kind of went the same. They're both smart cookies.
But they like the aerospace.
Yes, yeah, so she was joking she'd love for him to be a pilot because where she works now, they're making a new plane. And she said, wouldn't that be cool if I was flight test on that plane and you would fly it, you know?
Yeah. Well, it can happen.
It absolutely can happen. It can happen. So, yeah.
So now, was he able to come home for Christmas?
He is.
And
he gets less breaks than a traditional school. So he got 2 weeks for Christmas, he gets 7 days for spring break, and they get 3 weeks for summer.
okay.
Because summer they do 2 3-week programs. So last summer he went to South Carolina and lived on the base for 3 weeks. They put him, a lot of bases have hotels, so they put him up in a base hotel, and there were only 14 of them. Some of the groups are bigger, going to other bases, and to learn how a base operates, because it's still a college that they're at, so it still operates as a college
Okay.
with the military regimen behind it, I guess.
Great, great. Have you met parents from around the area?
Yes, we went to the first booster meeting, so we had met a couple of them.
Okay.
They just had a little bit of a different philosophy on, so my son snowboards, he boxed for the academy, and he rode bowls for the academy, and he team ropes, and they think that we should not let him do all of that, which at 18 you can't tell him what to do anyways. So some of them were just not like, they're very nice people, but they just, every time we get with them, they're like, I can't believe you're letting him do this.
Okay.
So, and it's just like, well, you know, the academy offers, those are all clubs. The rodeo club is a club. The boxing was done, the cadets have wings, just like they do in the military. So in his wing, he was fighting for his wing, you know. So it's a point of honor also. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and they have 100+ clubs there that the kids can join, including, you know, intramural sports, intercollegiate sports, everything.
Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, we were so impressed with the academy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We were too.
Really, I think if more people were to see it, you know, I mean, you'd have a waiting line a mile long.
Well, they do. I think it's like, and I think it says in the visitor center, less than 10% that apply get in.
Okay.
So.
Well, our best to Nick.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dee Dee.
Take care.